Welcome everyone tonight to the Core Racing Network. This is John. This is Algarve we have here, and I've got to change a couple things with the sound and whatnot. I'm sorry, guys. Work was a little crazy today. I'm gonna actually have to empty that. Make sure we get the right numbers in there. There we go. Looks like frame rates are all right. So let's pull up our race info here real quick. Looks like we got one fast repair per driver, 17X, before they get a drive-through penalty. It's 50% fuel here tonight. No cautions. No. There will be cautions because this is a 2-hour. So the first person to tow, we will throw a full course caution for that. And restack them and re-rack them. Looks like we're about 4 minutes into the race. So, looking here. Looks like Mason Smith currently, and then Tim Ponzi there. Let's look and see if we show quali here real quick. You're not going to show me, are you? Good. So, Mason, Daniel, Nick, and Dominic. That looks to be, yep. So, since we have not yet taken the green, I believe. All right. We can pull some of this out of our way here. Looking at GT3. Is it going to play nice? There we go. Okay, I'm getting multiple things. There we go. And so now we can do that. Okay. Why are you going that way? There we go. And we are off to the races here. So, looking like early on, Dominic Ford taking a huge lunge for P1 there. Coming around the outside, the guys are going to have to tighten this up here a little bit. So, Mason and Dom side by side. Dom taking a little bit of the edge off on that first turn there. Ooh. Little wiggle out of Mason in that big sniffer BMW. As Daniel Nans holding down third currently, and Nick Terrell in fourth. So it looks like these guys have spaced out here a little bit. Let's check in here to Tim Ponzi leading in GT3 here. So looks like we probably need to push that volume level up a little bit for the cars. I got Barry in the check. Yep. Looks like Barry's pulling for Ponzi here in the G3s. Looks like somebody forgot the T. So, Tim Ponzi in first. Jake Browder in second. Dave Tilford in third. Kelly Pointer back with us here tonight in fourth. And that Amsoil Ferrari. Powell Casca in the McLaren. You know, shocker, right? Kevin Peake running the Corvette here this week. Nathan Sods in the Winchester Mustang. Craig Potter in the Mustang, for lack of a better way to call it. Sorry, guys. I'm coming off about close to a 13-hour shift, so might be a little loopy here tonight. Lawrence Shaughnessy there. He's running a Corvette here tonight. James Pierce, the man in the Merc. So it looks like we're going to have two Mercs here tonight, James and Tyler Bramble. Morgan Smith running the Mustang there in the WBM racing machine there. Fozzie here, also running that same paint scheme, teammates. John Crane is running the Corvette. What is that, Raceware there? That blue vet. And Tyler Bramble in the 212 Merc. Not the same paint job as James. Going back up to the front here, Dominic Ford opening up a 1.7 second gap over Mason Smith. So I'm guessing with this being a new track, we did not have a short or quick formation lap. Looks like they had to do the full thing. So lucky for us. I mean, you know, maybe a little late getting started, but hey, you know, everybody didn't miss any actual racing, just a little bit of quali. So, yep, that is Dom having a 1.9 second lead over Mason Smith there. Gonna pull up, hop in the BMW here. You can see what that looks like from Mason's point of view, kinda. Alright. Hey. It's time to get my rig into the right position here for broadcasting. Looking here at Nick Terrell. 8.4 seconds back, so dropping back off the back of those front two a little bit there. Definitely a very technical track. You know, always love seeing the Scooby-Doo Mystery Machine out here out on track. So, and then Daniel Nans running back and forth there, about 3.7 behind. Looking like he may have caught a little bit of an off track there according to SDK. Ponzi here, first in GT3 with a 1:43.9 last lap, setting the quick time. Definitely opening up a gap to Jake Browder there a little bit. Some of the things I learned, the Corvette has a tendency to kind of punish the tires a little bit, and it's really hard to cool them back off. The Merc's the same way. Speaking of being a little hot, let's take a look here at the weather. Looks like our track temp of 98 degrees here. Sorry for those Canadian fans of the metric system. Didn't put a man on the moon, so you get 98. Not Celsius here for track temps. So, yeah, tires will be heating up a little bit, but not too bad. Luckily, so far, it's not a Carl Handwork special of 144 degrees, which, by the way, is the maximum track temp I've ever managed to get out of iRacing. So we will show that and hide that. There we go. Get the thing there. Look back here at Jake Browder back in the BMW after running the Corvette the week before. Dave Tilford in a Porsche of all things. Did not expect to see Tilford back into the German vehicle there. So, looking through right here as we... Oh, we need the track map. List of things I'm forgetting here. There we go. That's a nice looking track, as you can see there. Slightly suspect. I think a few guys will know what I'm talking about. As we see there, last lap. Quickest here on track. Obviously, the GTPs is going to be Dominic Ford, running in the 130s. Last lap, Mason in the 131s, Nick in the 133s. Although Daniel Nans kicking in a 131 lap time there, so guessing Nick may have had a little bit of a mistake, allowing him to catch up. Tim Ponzi in the 144s, Jake Browder had a little bit of a, probably about a second back there, so maybe a little mistake out of Browder. Tilford running about 6/10 behind our leader Tim Ponzi on lap time, and Kelly Pointer right there about 2/10 back. And Powell Casca doing his blinky, blinky, blinky. So, wondering where he had disappeared to there for a second. And then after Powell, you got Kevin Nathan in the 144. Oh, excuse me. Sorry, I had to sneeze there. James Pierce with a 144.51. So, just a half a second off of Tim Ponzi there, as he is working on the Mustang of Nathan's sides. As down to the inside here, I'm sorry guys, I just bought this track last week. Supposed to be running at 24 hours here tomorrow, and I barely know the turns. So, my apologies, you're not getting any fancy names here from me on the tracks for the corners. As we see Nathan tucking in there behind James, maybe going to try to take a little bit of a look here into turn 1, I believe? Yes, turn 1. Yeah, it is a long run, and the braking zone there through this little double right kink, yep, as we see there, it caught Nathan off guard. Going to go back here and take a look here. See how that looked following Nathan, because it was just kind of lost him. But you see, as on the brakes there, back in just over the curb, unsettles the Mustang and does a little pirouette. checking back through here, it looks like we have a crash out of Tyler Bramble a little while ago. Let's see what happened with Bramble here. That would explain why he was at the back of the GT3 field and had me come back through, possibly. Oh! Yep, a little too much gas. Oh, front end damage. Missing front bumper. The unfortunate Merc. And now have another one here for Daniel Nans. Daniel taking a look here as we are going through. I'm good to find. Just occurred to me I need to be in the broadcast booth just in case old Jimmy drops in. So Daniel Nans having a little self spin there. Let's go back live. All right. Dominique Ford, as you can see, that already making his way through the GT3 field, coming up to the back of Morgan Smith here. And then we'll have Lawrence Shaughnessy in front of him, around the outside of both of them. Gonna make it around the outside of Craig Potter as well. So that is going to give him a little bit of a gap. As we see James there, not very far. Let's check Mason as he comes through some of this traffic here, electing the inside there. Oh, gonna try a little bit of a crossover, not really happening. Takes the far inside. The extra downforce helping with that one. As we see Dominique Ford here in the Porsche. Correct, yes, that he is in fact in the Porsche. So got an SDK update the other day, so you should see the correct Mustang and whatnot, and Corvette emblems. As he is now going to start working on Kevin Peak. Down to the inside. Kevin making it easy on Dom there. You know, the track is very much a roller coaster. Let's go and hop on the onboard with Dom. Oh, Powell, blinky blinky. So Dom there through that one, and coming around this is, it's a little sketchy. The car kind of wants to kick sideways on you, and then over the yellow. Nope, he stays off of the yellow curbing. In GT3s, you're kind of fighting the car the whole way through there. But this overspeed, 180 miles an hour versus Kelly Pointer doing 150 something at the time. And then down here into one as we ride along here with Dominique Ford. Holds it. Almost have to do a little gas and brake overlap to keep the car straight through this one. You know, Dom making it look so easy and smooth here at the wheel. But as Chris Hamilton says, using all of the track since he paid for it. Braking down here into this little tight little left-hander. Then tracking back out, using all the track available. And GTP, looks like some of these corners a little bit easier than, GTP, a little bit easier than the GT3s. Back behind the 46 there of Tim Ponzi, meaning all of the GT3s are now a lap down to the GTP leader. As we will see, you know, I was talking about that roller coaster effect. There's so many blind entries. You know, turning in here, you can't really see if there was a wreck there. You don't find out until almost the last second. You know, and here, even with this last corner here, as you're coming around, I mean, the entry is, you know where it is, but it's blind. If you have not practiced the track, you will wind up regretting it. Let's go back through here and check in with Mason Smith. As Mason is coming up on... Is that some damage on the front of that BMW? We find the rear chase view here. No, it's just the way the light was hitting that big sniffer, causing some potential funniness there. As Mason about to go around Tim Ponzi in the Bass Pro Shop Corvette. You know, being a Corvette, it doesn't seem too weird, but seeing Bass Pro Shop on a GT3 just seems a little wrong. So, alright. Looking here. Looking like Jake Browder and Kelly Pointer putting on a little bit of a thing. Did we have a... Oh, yeah. So yeah, these two have been battling here for a little while. But looking back, showing a crash here from Mason Smith. Was that just from that off track or down to the inside? Oh! No. Getting a little locking it up and getting into the side of Jake Browder there. So that's what has allowed Dave Tilford to get ahead of Jake Browder. So we will go back live here. You can see he's just right there, not too far behind Kelly. Cost him 3 positions off of the podium into 4th, but looks like the car for the most part is okay. We'll see as he comes around over here. Because it was straight to the door, and generally door damage doesn't affect your downforce too much. Whoa, got Nick Terrell trying to get through there as well. Oh, getting a little loose out of that BMW, getting a little rowdy. So let's look through here. All right. So we're just waiting for... Where do we go? There. Too many things trying to catch up to. Looking at Kevin Peak and Powell Casca here. These two separated by about a half a second. And then you have James Pierce in the Merc hunting them down from behind. James, the last lap, running a 1:45.8. So a little faster than Kevin Peak there. About on pace with Powell. Oh, showing a crash from Nick Terrell here. See what happened there. As he is turning in. Oh, wow. That is a hard snap. Yeah. May have to double check and make sure iRacing hasn't put anything in. As we also see Powell Casca running a little wide there. Did somebody drop something on the track? Do we now have oil potentially? Is that a thing? I haven't noticed it yet, but showing a crash here out of Fozzie. What happened? Is this that same exact spot? Fozzie just parking it there. Showing a pass here from Jake Browder on Kelly. Let's see. So down into the heavy braking zone of, I believe this is 3. Because you got the first little kink. Alright. Nice little move there. Kelly going to try to look back to the inside, but they have, once again, the GTP to deal with. That's what makes this multi-class racing interesting. But Tim Ponzi in GT3 out to a 7.3 second lead over Dave Tilford there. So Ponzi just pounding in the lap times. Looks to be last lap 144. Only GT3 still running in the 144. So obviously Tim Ponzi has figured out that Corvette and its tire situation very well. All right. So we're gonna... Yeah, right about there. Hopefully the cars are loud enough for y'all. Let's check in here. Look at who's... Oh. Looks like Kelly and Jake going at it again. And this has brought Kevin Peak, James Pierce, and Powell Casca all into it. James getting around Powell. I guess that was after Powell ran wide there. Oh! Oh, incident there. Jake losing the rear bumper, it looked like. But then maybe getting reattached. Let's see here. What happened here? So we're going to slow it down to quarter time. Jake coming down here to the inside. Gets a little slide there. We're going over the thing. You see James kind of taking that same line. But he got understeer rather than the oversteer. As they come down in here. Oh, Kelly getting into the front nose trying to turn in. Let's back that up a little bit and see. Woo! All right. Yep, there we go, TV3. Oh, yeah. Just getting in with each other. You see Browder going around and Kevin Peak, his teammate, nowhere to really go. Catches the back end, rips the bumper off. Jake starts going again, and then we see that bumper like on a string pop right back on. So hopefully it didn't cause him too much damage there. We will go back live. So let's see here, we got Jake. Kelly here, not looking like he suffered any damage on the front end from what I can tell. Looks like all the canards and everything are still intact. So a little bit of action heating up there for third place. That has allowed Tilford to get a 5.8 second lead over Kelly Pointer there. Tilford now got Ponzi down to 7.6, so last lap, Ponzi in our one. Well, it's still faster. See if we have that in. Oh no, showing an accident for John Crane here. Just down into turn one. Oh, too much curb. Caught the sausage and spun him like a top. We will check in here with Dominique Ford. You see Dominique going through what I call the roller coaster section here. Let's find 14 seconds back here in Mason Smith in the big sniffer. So Dom just seems to be all the pace tonight. We'll have to see if maybe Dom is burning more fuel. Maybe Mason has a strategy hidden up his sleeve. We'll have to see when the first round of pits come through here, as we're 21 minutes into this 2-hour race here tonight for the Season 7 finale of our Core GT series. Looking here, Daniel Nance running in third, got ahead of Nick Terrell. About 30 seconds back, guessing Nick had to go into the pits and fix some damage at some point. We'll check in with GT3 leader Tim Ponzi here. Maintaining that gap with David, about 7.8, almost 8 seconds there. Dave Tilford in the Porsche with the POW, snicked, rar, zoom. I think that's all I can remember off the top of my head that Parks de la Cruz put on that paint job. Kelly Pointer here, running the Ferrari. You know, let David get about 6 seconds ahead of him, but James Pierce there in that Merc is trying to close the gap. Powell Casca back there in fifth, not letting James get away very far after James got around Powell. Kevin Peak down to sixth, another 3 seconds back, and Jake Browder only 1.2 behind Kevin there. Checking in with Lawrence Shaughnessy here in the Corvette. Looks like he's about 7.8 off the back of Jake Browder there. Nathan sides in that Mustang after his earlier little spin. Running in ninth. Craig Potter will round out your top 10 there. It looks like Craig is about 13 seconds off the back of Nathan here. You know, this being a new track, a lot of guys not having a ton of time on it. You know, I was telling Dom the other night that I think this is, to me, this is harder to learn than the Nürburgring. But I love the Nürburgring. To me, that one flows. It doesn't have as many corners that just catch you out. But, you know, I could always be wrong. Checking back here, you see Tyler Bramble keeping Craig Potter in sight with no front bumper on that Merc. John Crane in the blue Corvette there. He is about 19 seconds off the back of Bramble. We have two cars out, Fozzie and Morgan Smith in the two Mustangs there. Not 100% sure what's happened to both of them. Let's see, Morgan Smith. See what this accident was here. Looks like between him and Nathan, possibly. Oh, Morgan just getting a little wide, running over the curbs and stopping the car the same way Fozzie did. Not sure there. We're gonna go back live. And I believe that is going to be Dominic Ford coming into the pits, our leader. First one down pit lane. And one of the cars down pit lane were the two that had to retire for whatever reason. Mason Smith follows Dom in. As you can see, on pit road, that's what the difference looks like. Is Dom is stopping, Mason is right there at the beginning. Daniel Nance keeping it nice and close, only a little bit back there. Nick Terrell still out, so guessing he did not stop. Must have just taken a little time when he spun. Temporarily, Mason, since he's pitting in front of Dom, gets the lead for a very short time until Dom comes out of the pits here. We will see how quickly what the gap looks like after these pits here. As you can tell, Mason has the pit limiter on due to the flashing lights there. And as they come out of the pits, looks like the gap is going to be... So Nick Tyrrell getting in an extra lap here. But gap between Mason and Dom are right at 15.8 seconds. You know, the GT3s having a larger tank, they'll generally make it about 30-45 minutes into the race, so it will be interesting to see how far they can go. You know, we'll always see some 2 or 3 stop strategies come through. See if my pitch strategy thing is pulled up there. Yep, you can see they're all doing that. It's good, that'll come in handy for a little bit later. Put dashboard back up. Let's go through the field here. It looks like Jake Browder has got back in front of his teammate Kevin Peak. Last lap running. Let's see what the time updates to. A 1:45.9. So, no, sorry, 1:46.2. So, maybe about a second off pace from Tim Ponzi there. But still, even with that damage, doing quite respectable lap times. Oh. We saw Kelly Pointer getting a little loose there. That is going to put James Pierce right on the back bumper of that Ferrari. Right. Go on board with James here. See what it looks like from his point of view in the Merc. See what James is going to try to do for passing opportunities. So you're going to just try to pile the pressure onto Kelly? Or is he going to try to set up an over and under? Does he have the outright pace? Last lap, only 0.2 quicker. They have launched onto the... Oh, James into the pits. Hard. Hopefully he didn't pick up a penalty for that one. Definitely hard on the binders getting into pit lane there. So maybe James, knowing something, going to try to do a little short pitting or a little bit of strategy. Looks like he is taking tires, at least some. Tim Ponzi still out there. James, your first taker for GT3. So, Tilford running within about last lap, Ponzi running a 145.19, Tilford running a 146.5, so. Well, here you see your top three, how they are all just kind of slowly losing time. Tilford kind of going back and forth there a bit with Ponzi on lap times. Gain a little, lose a little, gain a little, lose a little. Last lap, though, losing 0.8 there. So showing an accident here at a Lawrence Shaughnessy here. Let's see what happened. Let's see. Coming in here. Ooh, a little flat spin out of the Corvette. Ooh. A little sketchy trying to get off the track there. Spins it back around, gets got going. Has a GTP go around the outside of him. Oh. Showing Dave Tilford and Tim Ponzi in the pits now. I just put Powell Casca in the McLaren in your lead. How many extra laps can Powell get over Tim Ponzi? You know, right now there's a 29-second gap between Powell and Ponzi. So it'd be interesting to see if that's just one extra lap, because Powell is past the 30-minute mark. So. Looks like these guys should have 2 more pit stops tonight. But I don't think, unless Powell can pull out at least, you know, 7 more laps per stint, I don't think he can make it on just one. Well, no, because one stop you'd have to make it to the hour mark, and that's not happening. Not unless you're using the Kevin Foster lift setup, which we are on a fixed setup, so that's not even possible anymore. Let's look here. You see Daniel Nans going around the outside. Yep, Powell into the pits this time. So 1 extra lap. Let's see how many more takers on that. Craig Potter being the only one. See if he manages to try to sneak an extra lap on top of Powell in. Just coming around here, we'll see if he ducks on in. He is keeping it tight, so that would have been the last pitter there. So he managed to make it 32 minutes and 40 something seconds on a tank of fuel. And after that phase in the pits, Ponzi 9.9 seconds over Dave Tilford. Looking at their pit lane times, only 0.3 of a second of difference. As we will see what kind of lap time Ponzi does here after the freshy tires that we are assuming he took. Let's see, checking in, it looks like can't quite tell, but maybe Jake took the fast repair in the pits. We'll see what these guys' lap times look like as they come back out. Checking in here with Mason Smith. He is the gap is now 17.6 seconds between Mason and Dom. Looking here on track, closest battle we have here on track for position is going to be between Craig Potter and Tyler Bramble. Nan's going to the inside of Potter. So looking through here, yeah, we're going to find Parks here. I'm going to pull Parks into the broadcast. Boop. Give him a 2-second cooldown. Parks, this is John in the booth. You get a copy.
Hello, John. I hear you.
So, having fun watching this one?
Well, it's great fun to listen to James complaining about the Mercedes nonstop. It's been amazing. And also Dom and Mason sending questionable moves on some of the poor GT3s as well, and some of the stop and goes as well. So it's been a little eventful.
Oh yeah, definitely a little of events. So you know, seeing that is James running the Merc for? Is he doing the Algarve 24 this weekend?
He is not. He was told by Dom that it was the best car, which is just not true. Just Dom, you know, it's good in the Merc, but it's not the best car here. It's the Porsche, unfortunately. So James has really been struggling big time here.
There's a couple of those corners. I know the Porsche's tail happiness could really help you, but at the same time, it's kind of like Blanchimont. It might just bite you over a 24-hour period. That being said, there's not, you know, there a lot of these things you can get away with sliding a very long way off the track.
Oh yeah, there's loads of runoff. We've seen Paulo going off a little bit at, well, I don't know what the turn numbers are here, but Paulo going off a little. Either. Yeah, I know. Nick Terrell going off a little bit as well.
I just bought the track Tuesday, so.
Oh.
I've done like 1 or 2 practice sessions of maybe 20 minutes each.
Oh, nice. You got plenty of experience here to really understand the dynamics of the cars here.
Oh, absolutely. Just enough to know it feels like a roller coaster, and there's a few corners that, you know, I know trail braking is key.
Oh, yes. These corners, they come at you. I would kind of say, strangely enough, it's like a rolling Sebring, just how all the corners are coming at you constantly. But now instead there's hills involved instead of being flat as a pancake.
Yeah, that's not a bad way to look at it. Yeah. But definitely a smooth track. You know, it's fun to run once you kind of memorize where the stuff is, and you're not just coming over a hill going, "Oh, it's a left, not a right." Uh-oh.
Yeah. But also the racing here, the side-by-side action gets intense when that does happen, though, is the fact.
That's weird. SDK is sitting there freaking out over on my right. I'm just seeing it. A certain somebody is blinking, causing it to scroll me like 18 position changes.
For me, that's Paul right now. I don't know about you.
Yeah, Blinky Blinky.
Ah, okay. Whoa, okay. Jesus.
Yeah, I think I may have to talk to Carl. Somebody may be getting a new nickname.
Oh dear. Magic Man? New Magic Man in here?
No, just Powell Blinky Casca.
Oh dear. That'd be his first nickname, but he hasn't had one.
Yep. Oh, you're right. He doesn't. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. We'll get with Carl and get that taken care of by the end of this
Damn. Inaugural nickname.
one. Hey, on the list of them, it could be worse.
Oh dear. It could always be much worse.
Avi's was R is for race at one point.
No. Oh God. Well, that is interesting. I'll tell you that.
But well, all right. Well, I'll let you get back down there. Just is gonna see how everything's been going in the general chat. That is apparently now called 212.
Got you, John. You went too general.
All right, take it easy, Parks.
Yeah, have fun.
This Parks De La Cruz, I believe, next season is going to be running GT again. As James getting around Lawrence there, looking to maybe make up some time here on Nathan's sides, but 17 seconds going to take him a little bit of time. James doing that little bit of that counter strategy, stopping at a lap earlier than most. Powell and Craig that managed to make it to lap 18. Looks like Powell taking a little bit of repair time in the pits. That's longer than fuel and tires. So, looks like everybody in GT3, 22 seconds. I believe that is at least 2 tires, maybe 4. I'm not seeing any noticeably short pit times here. Check in with Kelly Pointer in the 75 here. The lone Ferrari of our field tonight. Let's see here. GT3, we have a Vet, a Porsche, a Ferrari, a Vet, a BMW, a Ford, a Merc, a McLaren. I think all we're missing is the Lambo and the Audi. Yeah, I think so. Alright, so let's see here. See Daniel Nan's coming around there. We're 40 minutes in. I'm going to give my voice a little bit of a break here, mute the mic and turn the volume up and scroll through and do a little love to hear it segment. All right, we're back from that little love to hear it moment. Let you enjoy the wonderful work iRacing does getting these sounds right, with the exception of the Corvette. But that's just a Chevy guy complaining that the LS does not. Ooh, little slidey slide there out of Kelly. You know, almost about to have it snatched out from under him there. It's a good recovery there on Kelly's part. So, with 45 minutes to go, almost to the hour mark, going to run this little ad here for our sponsors that have paid for the broadcast here tonight. That would be Pulse Studios. So, we'll roll that footage and be back here in about 45 seconds.
Are you ready to take your live events to the next level? Look no further than Pulse Studio, your one-stop destination for cutting-edge design solutions. Their expert team of designers specialize in crafting beautiful 3D renderings, animations, and content creation for the live events industry that will captivate your audience and bring your vision to life. Pulse Studio also has you covered for interactive guest experiences, anything from touchscreen content to immersing guests in unforgettable virtual or augmented reality experiences, guaranteed to leave a lasting impression. From concept to execution, Pulse Studio is here to elevate your events to extraordinary heights. Contact them today by visiting www.pulsestudio.com and bring your dreams to reality.
All right, and again, thank you to our sponsor, Pulse Studios. You can see their logo up there in the top right corner, right below or right above our track map. Speaking of the track map, looking around here, looks like everybody has kind of spread themselves out. You know, not a ton of close racing. Currently, you got the two teammates here of Kevin Peak and Jake Browder. Kevin Peak running that Orange Julius Corvette scheme there. I know we talked to him last week about it. So, or was it talking to Jake? I forget. But Kevin running in a 4th position here. Jake trying to run him down. So while they might be teammates, it looks like they're still willing to have a little battle here and there. We're actually looking at their lap times. Yeah. Okay. Looks like Jake there about almost a second faster than Kevin the last lap. Kevin may have had some little mistake. So we got that one. Let's see. Next closest battle here on track is going to be Dave Tilford on Tim Ponzi. That is, sorry, no. Kelly Pointer to Dave Tilford at about 4 seconds here. Then you got Lawrence and James here. You can see they're about 4 seconds apart as well. Bramble to Casca there. There's about 4 seconds. Potter to Bramble. Yeah, about 3 seconds there. Last lap, Craig about a second faster than Bramble. They're back into the 148s, so definitely have to check in and wonder about the tire wear on some of these cars. It looks like everybody was taking tires, though. Check in and see what our weather looks like. Oh, there we go. There's the Carl Handwork Special. 111 degree track temp now. That's probably explaining a few of those little slides we're seeing, like Kelly showed there. James Pierce having a little bit... he's missing the rear wing of that Merc. Let's see if he makes it through this corner without losing the back end. Oh, you can tell she's a little twitchy. Missing some front end too. So we will go back here and click on James and SDK showing what happened with this crash here. Has Daniel Nans around the outside of him. Oh, they touch into the front and just catches the rear enough to flip that spoiler off. So a lot of damage there for James Pierce in that Merc. And as we talked to Parks earlier, definitely not happy about the Merc. Said it was not the best, but Dom seemed to like it. So find out about that later. That has let Powell Casca get around James Pierce there, not having that tail end. Hopefully, James has a fast repair. Where is he on track? He's trying to make his way around. But you can see that Merc just kind of shifty up under his feet there. James deciding that it might be a little undrivable, going to tow back to the pits there. Check back in with Dave Tilford here. Gotten that gap back down slowly. Well, I say slowly, last lap almost a second faster than Tim Ponzi. Ponzi looking like he got passed by the 91 of Dominique Ford last lap. Might have had something to do with it. Also possibly getting passed by Nick Terrell, the 081. That is going to be Dominique Ford getting close to the back of the 081. That Scooby-Doo Mystery Machine. Little Porsche on Acura. You know, going to try to put another GTP a lap down. So, well, keep an eye out on that one. You can see Dom there in the background. Although looking back through, closest current battle for position is Craig Potter to Tyler Bramble. Not quite in the same frame, but they are not very far away from it at all. Have to keep an eye there on those two. Actually, let's pull up their lap time for the last lap there. Looks like Potter has been slowly closing in on Bramble, about 7 to 8 tenths second here and there. But on average, coming out to about 7 or 8 tenths. So with that kind of gap, he should be caught back up to Bramble here in about 2 to 3 laps. As we will check in here and see. That is Dominique Ford and Mason Smith back in the pits. As we are not quite to the 2 hour or the 1 hour mark, so looking like at minimum there are going to be 4 pit stops for the GTPs, possibly a 5th if they can't stretch it just a wee bit more. So maybe some strategy left to play. And looking back through here, Daniel Nance in the pits. Nick Terrell getting that extra lap one more time. We'll see if maybe that might be enough to bring him back into third to take something here off of Daniel Nance. So these guys stopping on lap 17 for themselves. It's going to be hard to see here. So we're going to actually have to pull up Tilford here to see. So if they stopped on lap 17, they're currently on lap 30. You double it, you're going to get lap 43, 44. I'm right. So definitely about 3 or 4 more laps for these GT3s before it'll be time to trundle down pit lane here. Looking back through here. James still in pit road. Not hopping out of the car just yet, I don't believe. Looks like they might be still fixing some damage. We'll have to check that out later. Checking in with Lawrence Shaughnessy here in 7th. About 9 seconds back to Powell Casca there behind him. About 21 seconds to Nathan Sides up ahead of him. As you can see, Nick Terrell going by him. Whee! Having a little bit of that. Sorry for the notification that was on my phone. The screen broke earlier and I can unfortunately not do any much about it. But no, we're showing a accident here for John Crane. Let's see what happened to John here. gets on the loud pedal a little too hard, those rears, John, are not going to be happy you doing donuts like that. What's the old Harry Hog quote? When they melt, they get greasy, and then you slip and slide and you're out of control. Just about that there. So, as you can see, yep, that Corvette kind of getting a little twitchy on John there. And oh, there we go. Apparently, it has unmuted me in Discord, which did not let that work. Probably how John's feeling. Having a car that's a little twitchy and then having Mason right behind him there. Yeah, just when the car's not comfortable. And our track temp, let's check that out right now. Go back live here. Track temp up to 115, so getting a little toasty out there. Hot our lap times there. Okay. Show our dashboard. Check back into our GT3 leader here, Tim Ponzi, in the vet. Yeah, Park saying that the Porsche is the fastest around here, but Ponzi making that Corvette dance for him, keeping that gap to Telford right about 12 seconds. You know, one of those, a tenth or two here or there. Looking like the fastest GT3 out on track would be Craig Potter getting to 169 on the front stretch there. Your fast guys, Dom and Mason, in the LMP, or GTP, sorry. They're not LMPs anymore. And the GTP is 191. Mason matching that as well. We have our two class leaders here. Little side-by-side action for a split second. So that is yet another lap that Dom will have over the GT3 class. Looks like Ponzi is happy and just kind of keeping it on the track and not making any mistakes, but that's a very important part, especially when we're talking endurance races, as you saw with James. Just a split second lapse there, and you are in the barriers, missing a front end or missing the rear wing possibly. If you're unlucky, you're missing both. Check in with Jake Browder here. Started up a little bit higher, but let's see. I believe he started in third position there. Well, I think SDK's position gained is currently broken. What is CG? Not sure. Oh no. No, they moved it on me. That's what they did. Kelly Pointer, let's see, the biggest mover, Lawrence Shaughnessy and John Crane were both up 3 positions. However, with John in the pits there a little while ago, that has moved him down the stack a little bit. So definitely want to be keeping an eye out there on Lawrence. And Kevin Peak also up 2 positions. Powell Casca there in 8th in GT3. It's down 3 positions from his starting spot. So not a great race here for Powell tonight. Checking in on Nathan's sides here, kind of in no man's land. About 20 seconds to the guys behind him. About 4, well, he's within 4 seconds of Jake there, so definitely something to keep an eye on here. By the end of the race, 4 seconds with a little under an hour now is not a ton of time. As we are starting to get some of our GT3 field into the pits now. Have Bramble's in, Tilford, Ponzi's in. I see we got Chris in the chat. Guess he's watching from work. Yeah. Find what I'm looking for. There we go. Alright, so we're back and looking here at Dave Tilford. After that round of pits, closed the gap down slightly. Looks like he made it pit in and pit out time, but it's now down to 11 seconds to Tim Ponzi there. So Kevin Peak, Jake Browder, Nathan Sides, all extending that out just a little bit. But I believe it was Powell Casca who extended it the furthest last time, as that has him up to a 4th position here. Kevin Peak getting around Jake Browder there in the pit phase. See if we can tell why. Looks like pit lane time was only a few tenths. So it's probably in-lap, out-lap differences. As scrolling through a bunch of SDK's position changes during the pit stop phase there. Check back in with our leader here, Dominique Ford, as you see him getting around the Porsche of Dave Tilford there. Do a quick little commercial break for our sponsor, Pult Studios.
Are you ready to take your live events to the next level? Look no further than Pulse Studio, your one-stop destination for cutting-edge design solutions. Their expert team of designers specialize in crafting beautiful 3D renderings, animations, and content creation for the live events industry that will captivate your audience and bring your vision to life. Pulse Studio also has you covered for interactive guest experiences, anything from touchscreen content to immersing guests in unforgettable virtual or augmented reality experiences, guaranteed to leave a lasting impression. From concept to execution, Pulse Studio is here to elevate your events to extraordinary heights. Contact them today by visiting www.pulsestudio.com and bring your dreams to reality.
And we are back after that little promo for Pult Studios. Looking here, back through the field, Dominique Ford still leading in GTP, has led since pretty much the first turn, making a large dive there and getting back ahead, as he has again here. We're getting to watch him pass the other leader in GT3, that is Tim Ponzi. Mason Smith now showing 32 seconds behind Dominique Ford there. Just Dominique looks like getting through traffic a little better, just having a little better pace overall. Checking in with Daniel Nance here, trying to make his way through the GT3 field, going to the inside of Nathan Sides there. going to go back around the inside there of Craig Potter. We're going to jump to that because I believe that is an actual on-track battle right here for position, with Craig Potter being just ahead by 3/10 over Nathan Sides here. So we get to actually watch a little pass for position. As we have just gone through the pits here, looking at their pit lane times. Both pretty equal. Looks like Nathan may have gotten in and out of pit lane just a smidgen quicker. As, oh no, Craig Potter coming back into the pits after pitting again. Well, no. So that's Craig. That is his second stop there, according to SDK. So if he is on lap, let me take a look here. I'll have to go one down there. Potter on lap 36 compared to 34, so he squeezed out 2 more laps on these guys. I mean, it's not going to be enough to completely invalidate a pit stop, but yeah, maybe a gallon or 2 of gas less could be a little something. As it looks like we still have James Pierce in the pits, so I'm guessing he's hopped out of the car for the time being. Let's look here. Looks like Nathan Sides there is only 5 seconds behind Jake Browder. Sorry. 5 seconds there behind Kevin Peak. 20 seconds on up to Kelly Pointer there. Kelly about 12 seconds off the back of Dave Telford, and Tim Ponzi about another 11 seconds on up the road from Dave Tilford. Tim trying to get around some lap traffic. I believe that is Craig Potter there, that he is wanting to get around to put that Mustang down 1 lap on the rest of the GT3 field. So, yep, seeing the flashing lights there out of Ponzi. Let's flip over, take a look here at Ponzi's, let's see, gyro or roll bar. Yeah. Watch him trying to get around Potter here. Going to go look to the outside. Going to go for the cutback here to the inside. Lock him on down, get it turned in. You have Bramble there up ahead. Bramble taking a little bit of a wide line through that corner. So nice safe pass by your leader Tim Ponzi there to put Craig Potter 1 lap down. As Ponzi will now set his sights on Tyler Bramble. Ponzi last lap running a 1:45.44. Oh, Dave Tilford last lap there, setting his quickest time of the race so far. So quick time! Might be the wrong discipline, but still kind of funny. Alright, going back through here. Who else do we have here on track? You have Craig Potter and Tyler Bramble going to have some on-track stuff here. As you see Mason Smith coming up to the back of these 2 guys. Probably not the right time you want to be involved in their battle. As you see just how that GTP just drags them, putting a Walmart parking lot on John Crane, who was just right behind earlier. So, looking through here, yep, making sure that everything is still right. Check in with the mystery machine of Nick Terrell here. Nick, the last couple laps, making a little bit of inroads there on Nans. Although Nick stopping on lap 38 versus 33 for the other guys. So they are on their second stop, and he has managed to squeeze out an extra 5 laps. If everybody stops at least 4 more times, that's 10 laps. he's gonna be borderline on whether or not he can get away with one less stop. So considering he is, though, 54 seconds behind Daniel Nance, and average pit lane time is 55 seconds, unless Nick can kind of hammer down here just a little bit harder, I don't think this strategy is going to pay off for him. But we will keep an eye on it and find out. Yes, we will go through here. All right, checking here. Let's see. Second place in GTP here, Mason Smith. Now 36 seconds off the back of our leader, Dominique Ford. Dom just putting in a heck of a performance here tonight, stretching that gap out. You know, if he wants to get an extra pit stop in hand, you know, he's going to need about another 20 seconds or so there on Mason Smith. Oh, wait, no. That's right, the GTPs are taking a little longer to take fuel and tires. So 1 minute is the gap he'll need, so another 24 seconds to add to that. No, sorry. Yes, 24 seconds. Sorry. As I was saying earlier, I had a 13-hour shift today at work, so I may not all be here. Checking back in here to Tyler Bramble. Got the took his last pit stop and got the damage repaired. Looking like last lap, running about a 147, so Powell Casca there ahead of him, about 2 seconds faster. But Craig Potter not far back there at all, keeping him honest. 0.2 of a second quicker than Potter was over Bramble last lap. Check back in here with Kevin Peake running in fourth, 1 spot off the podium, 21 seconds behind Kelly Pointer here. Yeah, so your top 3 here in GT3, Tim Ponzi, Dave Tilford, and Kelly Pointer. Looks like from Ponzi to Pointer, total of about 24 seconds. But they're all on the same pit cycles from what I can tell. Getting a little bit of weirdness out of SDK. Guessing that has something to do with Powell Blinky Casca causing some little bit of weird issues. Alright, going back through here, Nathan's side. Let's check out Nathan running in 6th in GT3. Looks like Nathan kind of playing give me and take a little bit with Browder there. Looks like overall they're pretty close as far as what they're passing back and forth. Looks about like 3 to 4 tenths that they will toss back and through each other, although it looked like lap 39. A little suspect on that for those times, but we'll see. I'm going to do another little, well, it's not been long enough for a love to hear it segment. But actually my voice is going to need it, so we're going to turn the cars up here, mute me, and we'll be back in about a couple minutes. All right, we're back. Hopefully my voice sounds a little better. So, doing a solo one of these for 2 hours, it can be a little tiring, but Dominique Ford still here in your lead in GTP. Gap up now to 45 seconds. I can only assume, just looking at their laptops, they're not that crazy different, but it looks like Dom is just getting through the traffic better than Mason. Dave Tilford steadily holding down second. Might be trying to steal the bridesmaid moniker from Christopher Hamilton, but we will see how that is later. Because David is going to be the one that'll have to announce all the positions here and who makes it through on the championships and whatnot. Seeing it looks like, let's go through here. I'm going to set this to exciting here for a second. And that way we don't miss anything too crazy. And read your off here. It looks like we have a champion for Season 3 of our Xfinity that finished up Tuesday night. That's going to be Alan Elwood taking the championship ring from that one. In gold, it'll be Alan Elwood as your champion. Second place, Danny Ware. Third place, Shane Therin. Hopefully I didn't butcher that too bad. So these guys are getting free season entries. Alan managing to get $90 for winning that championship along with the ring. Silver is Kevin Hollywood Foster, so double championship between that and Premier. $70 and a free season 4 entry for that. Second place in silver, Dave freaking Sheets Tilford taking down second there. Thus the commentary earlier about going for the bridesmaid. We'll have to see how that one turns out here. Third place is a free entry for Matt Crockett in the silver division. Bronze division, $60 and a free season entry to John Crane. So nice job, John, winning the bronze championship in the Xfinity Series. Second place in a free season 4 entry to Dan Phelps. So we have that, and then all the way here, if I can find it, we have the overall champion in Miatas, Christopher Hamilton, getting a championship glass. And also $10. Also taking the gold and platinum division was Hamilton. Second place, David freaking the Sheets Tilford. So silver is Avi Visuvasam taking the championship. Bronze was Tyler Baramble, and second place Tim Thompson. So give me a little shout out for some of our other series we've had going on here, and the big one being Premier. That would be after the championship will be Kevin Foster taking that one in a championship ring home. Ooh, Daniel Nance sliding it there in the corner. That is going to give Nick Terrell that position. Second place as Jacob Grube for the championship in Premier. So Premier will not be coming back here just immediately. We're going to probably load up some fun Sunday night things to do for that. So please join us and come out, have a little fun. This Sunday will be the Drivers' Cup. So if you raced in the past few months, you get a shot to do our Drivers' Cup. Pulling up the info for that real quick, we have, if I can find it, if I haven't lost it, is Drivers' Cup. I know what they are. I just want to make sure I say them right. See the combos that we're going to be running for this. So it's a team event. I believe we have 7 teams this time. The first event on Sunday night at 8:30. Our first race will be at 9 Eastern time. Dirt Road, we're going to have 2 races with 1 driver from each team in those races for the VW Beetle Light at Legacy Phoenix Rallycross. 15 laps of the Cop Caution after lap 6, so it should be interesting. Kind of one of my favorites there. And then event number 2, we will have the Global MX-5 Mazda at Circuit de Navarre, the medium one. So you want to catch that. see if who some of these guys, who's got the most well-rounded team. That's what's going to matter. Event number 3, we've got the Dirt Oval. Is going to be the Dirt Outlaw Micro Sprint non-winged at Lemeland. That is a long name for a fairly simple car. But as everything with dirt, it all matters exactly the words you use to what you get to race. The last race for the night will be the Oval Street Stocks at Thompson. So it'd be nice to see those pretty new paint jobs and the 2 new cars for the Street Stocks there at Thompson on Sunday night. Let me see here. We also have coming up here pretty soon the Yes 400. Oh, let me find the banner. Where's the banner? Should give y'all proper information. That's going to be Saturday, June 22nd. So that's this Saturday. 160 laps. It's going to be the 87s at Daytona. So 100% fuel, 160 laps, 6 sets of tires. It's a fixed setup, 2 fast repairs, and the top 7 payout. It's single file restarts. So everybody come and join that one. It'd be nice to see. It's kind of done with Joe Sullivan and Carl there that have been running some of these special events. So you'll turn up to watch for that one. As we will go back here and see your GT3 class here. Give it a little checkup. Tim Ponzi still leading 12.7 seconds over Dave Tilford. So Ponzi kind of yo-yoing and keeping them right around that 11, 12, 13 second mark for the last couple, the last pit stop phase there. So looking back through here, Tim Ponzi still in your lead there. Dave Tilford in second. Kelly Pointer holding down a third quite well. 26 seconds ahead of Kevin Peak. So, 14 seconds ahead of him to Dave. If I'm Kelly, I'm probably about 35 minutes left in this race. I'm just going home to take home that third. Now, Kelly, a couple seasons ago, just about took the championship and the race win from me at Le Mans on a 2-hour night, where going through the final set of Porsche curves, I spun it, about took out the wall. Would have been a sad way to lose a championship like that. So, but I believe Kelly finished only about a second and a half behind me. When we started that last final fuel stint, it had been 30-something seconds. He was making up a second a lap or two, but it took that spin through the Porsche curves there to get him within spitting distance, and it was a close finish for a 2-hour race. Have Jake Browder after that early contact. Running in 5th now, behind his teammate of Kevin Peak, who is in 4th. Only about 4 seconds between Jake and Kevin, so definitely a lot left to play for there. Excuse me, yawning a little. Check back down here at Tyler Bramble. Looks like he is leading Craig Potter about 8.79 seconds there at 10. Oh, maybe had a little bit of an issue here for Craig Potter going here off track here. Oh yeah, yep, getting sideways into the grass, having to turn it back around, and that has let Pau Casca by as well. Swap ears with the headset. The ready are getting a little warm up under these. So still Dominic Ford, almost a full minute now, 54 seconds ahead of second place. Mason Smith, a very dominant performance here tonight out of Dom. Mason in the big sniffer have to. Yeah, this kind of makes wondering if somebody may have forgotten to change the setup file. That way they get the whatever the base normal deployment is, not the attack mode that it will sometimes stick at during qualifying or after qualifying. Go through here. I'm going to put it on exciting here real quick and see kind of what pops up. Just going to put it on the right front suspension here, being most of these are right-handed turns. Here we go. This is the side of Mason here going around the Mercedes of Bramble. Now Nan's here. Gonna look here on Nathan's sides. Gonna have to try to carry it around the speed around the outside. Showing John Crane having a little off track here. Let's see what happened now. Oh, catches that sausage curb, kicks the back of the thing sideways. Luckily, collects it up and does not get taken out there. Alright, check in with the Scooby-Doo Mystery Machine here in GTP, running as the final podium position here after that little bit of an incident we saw out of Daniel Nans earlier. 14 seconds behind him. The other guy's pitting on lap 55. Let's see, where are we now? Oh, we're still in the replay. Okay, live. There we go. So, most of the guys pitting on lap 50. Whereas Nick Terrell pitted on lap 38. So he is not pitted yet. That means he is stuck out to a 7-lap advantage on the fuel there. Showing another incident here for John Crane. Let's see what happened. This is the same one. STK, are you messing with me? Yep. There we go. Or is that the same exact incident here? Oh, yeah, you can see that vet rear tires are pretty much done. Here. As you see the... Oh... Is it 081? Oh, yeah. 081 of Nick Terrell. Getting around Kelly Porter. And having a little bit of time to try to run down Mason. Mason only 18 seconds ahead, but judging by their lap times last lap, looks like Mason is slowly extending that out. Might be able to just make a little something from that, but we will have to check in later. So we have just under 30 minutes left. Gonna do one more love to hear it. Let my voice rest for the last little bit, because I will also have to do the interviews. Seeing Lawrence Shaughnessy there into the pits. Alright, and we are back with the fireballs from the lone McLaren of Powell Casca. Never gets old seeing those. iRacing, you need to put up one because it's more for other cars. Checking in here, Daniel Nans getting back ahead of Nick Tyrrell, who had to pit. So, 8 extra laps this time out of Nick Tyrrell. So if he just pitted, he might be able to make it there for all the way to the end. As you see Daniel Nans getting around. Jake Browder, sorry. Struggled with that one for a second. But in GT3, looks like we still have Ponzi here in the lead, so Tim, looks like your wife should still be happy for you there. Maybe that's the secret, get a new boat and do even better. Although Dave Tilford has closed that gap down to 7.8 seconds. Looks like last time though, Tim Ponzi got 1 extra lap there. Maybe trying to make sure he had enough fuel to make it to the very end, because we knew they were going to be a little close on that last stop. We'll up our pit strategy thing here. You can kind of see how it's going. Ooh. You know, so Dominique doing 16, then 17, 17, Nan 16, 17, 17, but Tyrrell 19, 19, 20. So I believe at this point, if we do at their pace, it's going to be interesting and close on Tyrrell. If he gets another 20 laps, it's going to depend on where Dom is on the track at that time, assuming our GTP leader stays the same. Checking on the weather here. Yep, track took me all the way up to 119 degrees. So, toasty, toasty. Check in with Kevin Peak here in the 101 Corvette, the orange Julius. You can see all the chunks of rubber all over that car, especially if we kind of zoom in here. You can see them on the side there, even right there on the Coca-Cola Vanilla. Not my favorite Coke, but it's a good one. Yep, Tim is looking really good. Dan Phillips, thanks. Great job on the broadcast. Appreciate that. Speaking of which, Dan, let's check in with your, since you're spotting for Kelly here. Kelly is 22 seconds off the back of Dave Tilford and 27 seconds ahead of Kevin Peak. So, Kelly, you know, I say keep running clean laps. You know, maybe you pick up 1 or 2 if Ponzi or Tilford have some trouble, but otherwise, you know, biggest thing is don't throw away a 27-second lead over Kevin Peak there. All right, looking back through here, check in with Lawrence Shaughnessy in that purple and gray, I believe, or was it what? No, silver. I don't know. iRacing's doing a little funny thing with its spec map there, kind of changing the sheen. I believe it's a gray with a little bit of metallic thrown in. So you see the GTP of Mason Smith getting past Lawrence there. And, yep, okay. So we still have James Pierce out of the race here. John Crane's still out there running some laps. He is the last one still on track here tonight. That Corvette, once you overheat those tires, is just going to be a handful, as you see. Almost looks like he kind of just slithered through that corner there. So we have a discussion of this. Looks like Carl may have been almost caught sleeping. I'll show up just a smidgen late, and Carl apparently only had 4 cents to cover the hosting of our league session here tonight. Yeah, so good job there, Carl, catching that. See, looking through the field here, let's see. Checking here on Daniel Nance, still running in third. Pitted on lap 50. And they are now, let's see here, where are my laptops? On lap 62. And if we pull up our pit strategy and hide the weather so we can see, that's 13 laps, 20 minutes. Yep, they're going to have to pit at least one more time. Now, Nick Terrell pitted on lap 58. So 58 is... He's done less than 10 so far. He might make it to the end. It's going to be interesting to see how this battle between Nick and Daniel plays out. Currently 44 seconds. So yeah, if they need a full tank, they can come in at any time now. But this battle here between Daniel and Nick is definitely going to come down to the last pit stop phase and see if anything changes. Definitely last lap, Dom running a 132.7, his best lap a 130.7, so we're 2 seconds off that pace. Mason is about a second off of his previous best. So everybody kind of slowed down here a little bit now with that 121 degree track temp. Keeps going up. We'll hide the thing there and our dashboard here real quick. As we have just under 15 minutes here, gonna cut to a little sponsor thing for our sponsor of the broadcast here, Pulse Studio.
Are you ready to take your live events to the next level? Look no further than Pulse Studio, your one-stop destination for cutting-edge design solutions. Their expert team of designers specialize in crafting beautiful 3D renderings, animations, and content creation for the live events industry that will captivate your audience and bring your vision to life. Pulse Studio also has you covered for interactive guest experiences, anything from touchscreen content to immersing guests in unforgettable virtual or augmented reality experiences, guaranteed to leave a lasting impression. From concept to execution, Pulse Studio is here to elevate your events to extraordinary heights. Contact them today by visiting www.pulsestudio.com and bring your dreams to reality.
And we are back after that little ad for Pulse Studios, our broadcast sponsor here tonight. So, yeah, YouTube's not too happy whenever I do the thingamajiggy there. We are back and everything looks like it's going fine. Maybe a little hiccup to YouTube there. But everything should be just fine. Oh. Bad iRacing. You're not supposed to do that. Let's look here. Looking down here to 6th place in GT3, Nathan Sides. Running about 6 seconds off the back of Jake Browder. So then you have another little bit up the road. You have Kevin Peak. So Jake and Kevin, both teammates. Looks like they're not trying to hassle each other too bad. And then we have, let's see, so if we click on, so yeah, Nathan is going to be the last one on the lead GT3 lap, if that makes sense, if I said it correctly that way. Okay, yep. Looks like YouTube is back to being normal here. Check back here with Powell Casca in the 221 machine, that McLaren. Ooh, getting a little twitchy there coming out of that corner. We are now under 15 minutes left here. Check and make sure SDK doesn't have anything else for us here. Nope. Go back there. Got TV3, Kevin Peak in the orange Julius thing. So Dominique Ford in this lap 68. So it will be interesting, in fact, to see where Nick Terrell comes out for this pit here. Is Mason staying out this time? All right, checking in here with Kelly Pointer in the 75 Amsoil Ferrari here for Pointer Motorsports. You can see getting just a wee little bit here and there. You can see on the door of that Ferrari how much rubber has been kicked up and left on it. So this weekend being the 24 hours here of Algarve, I will be running with a bunch of the 212 guys doing the Merc, I believe. It'll be Bramble and a couple other guys that are not here in this particular race. So should be a pile of fun. Hopefully I get enough sleep before that. And I hadn't seen a terrible amount of Craig Potter here tonight. Running out your top 10 in GT3. He's up 3 positions from where he started here. No, Craig is down 2 positions. SDK has changed their layout on how they give us the information, and it is messing with my head. As back to the 5th place GT3 car here, Jake Berauder in the BMW. All right, so it looks like Dave Tilford kicking off the last round of pits here. So Powell coming in a little early, but judging to everyone else's time, only in the pits for 13 seconds. So it'll be interesting to see how much David takes. Only 3.85 seconds. So literally a splash and a dash. See if that gives him anything on the battle with either Kelly or Tim Ponzi. Because that sounds a little quick with only being stopped for 3.8 seconds. Pull up our pitch strategy board here. You can see Ponzi stopped 8 laps ago. Tilford stopped 9 laps ago. So these guys are going to be pretty close. Don't think we're going to see anyone stretch it out quite enough. We'll definitely keep an eye on it here. Dave Tilford holding down 3rd currently. Our weather, 122 degree track temp still. So it started at 98, so as the day has gone on, it has definitely gotten warmer. Check back in here with Lawrence Shaughnessy running in 7th in GT3. As we are now down under 10 minutes, so with Dominique Ford running about a 130, so you get two, three. Sorry, trying to do math on my fingies. Looks like we're gonna have 4 or 5 laps left here. So when we pull back up the pit strategy here, hide that. Dom and Mason came in last round around. So it'll be interesting to see if Nick Terrell it's done 10 laps. If he can do another 19, it's going to work out in his favor. Not another, a 19 lap stint, which would be a total of yeah. I believe Terrell would be just fine pulling off a 1, 2, 3, 4 stop rather than a 5 stop. Has Daniel Nance 9.2 seconds behind him. All right. And keeping an eye on that, so a little under 8 minutes left to go here. Check back in here with John Crane. Oh. Showing an accident for Daniel Nance here. What happened? So he's trying to get around the GT3 leader there. Overcooks the corner, runs a little wide. And Shaughnessy having an incident as well. Let me pull that up. So you're going to lose the back end of the Corvette, that being a mid-engined car. Yep. Good job for Nick Terrell for avoiding him. Here we go. Looking back here to Craig Potter checking in. Still running here in 10th, about 35 seconds behind Tyler Bramble there. Well, unlike Dylan, I'm going to do my dangest not to fall asleep during a broadcast. Don't need a bunch of Z's added to my nickname by Carl Handwork. So looking through here, we have... The cameras just seem a little quiet tonight. I must have gotten that a little wrong. Dave Tilford getting around Powell Casca there. So Mason Smith is now 1:20. So Dominique Ford about to lap everyone. He needs 10 more seconds to get Mason. He's got about 5 minutes to do it. Last lap, he was a second a lap faster. I don't think he's going to do it, but you can see here on track, that is Dom, there is Mason. They're going to be close. It's going to be a close finish on whether or not Dom can lap the entirety of the field here tonight. Yeah. So, looking in here. Mason Smith and the Big Sniffer checking in here with Kelly Pointer running in second currently. Dave being the only one to stop for that fourth and final pit stop. Sure, Ponzi is going to try to stretch it out as far as he can. Praying he doesn't have any issues like Bottas in Formula One in that neon green machine. Almost looks like Dave Tilford is flashing the lights there, but nope, just a little few bumps coming down that front straightaway. So looking here at some of the info I have, Dominique Ford 1 minute and 20 seconds in front of Mason Smith. So the last time, and we would have to ask Tilford, I don't know if there's a way to track it, but to my knowledge, the only other time that in a core race, the winner has lapped the entirety of the field would have been back in the D Series in the SRF with me and Jimmy Covert, and Jimmy may have pushed me out going across the line there to keep me from lapping him. So it has been a while, but it looks like it's not going to happen tonight unless Mason just gets caught behind some really bad traffic. But judging by the track map here, I don't think Mason is going to hit any more traffic. He might get back up to the 399 of Lawrence Shaughnessy before the end of this, but it's not looking likely. And yes, Barry, Dom will be very hard to catch at this point. Dom's going to have one massive mistake for that to happen. We will check back in here on GT3. Tim Ponzi, 33.8 seconds ahead. Right. Checking the last car on the lead lap there, Nathan Sides, 1 minute 08. So it looks like the top 6 being safe for being lapped in GT3. So we have just under 2 minutes left to go here. As Dave Tilford in third place here. So as we get closer and closer, will we see either Tim Ponzi or Kelly Pointer come in? See, Ponzi pitting on lap 52, Kelly 51. Check our strategy board here. So Ponzi there doing 17, 18, 18. So 3 laps, I believe. In fact, that will allow Ponzi to finish there. So, looking here, no real battles anywhere. Closest one's going to be between Kevin Peak and Jake Browder there. Not a hugely close gap, although coming up slightly quickly on that. Let's see here. No. Never mind. Disregard the previous statement. As Dominique Ford, let's see here. See if I have a starter cam to catch him as he's coming around. Do we have one? We do not. There you go. That has Barney having the white flag out. It will be interesting. So, time is up. That is 2 hours. I'm not sure if the white flag was for Dom being, or if this is the first time Dom will have gotten it. It's right there at that crossover. You're not quite sure. All right, as Dominique Ford there coming around the last couple of corners. As there is Dominique taking. Yep, that is taking the checkered. Go back here. You can see Mason. Mason there, Dom right behind him, not by much. Nick Terrell did, in fact, hold down third place. Congratulations, Nick, for that. So hopefully we'll get all the drivers in here real quick to do their interviews. So let's see here. First up is going to wind up being Dave Tilford, as he has locked that in. Have to do, yeah. So, trying to go through here, and let's see. Yep. It's definitely going to be Dave Tilford in the third. We'll pull up our results here real quick. Let all the guys try to make their way over to the waiting room. And nope, still not quite official yet. Mason's still trying to make his way around the track. I believe he is going to be the last one to cross the line. And then we should get some official results here. Let's see. Yep, not showing me just yet. Well, we'll probably have to pull that back, but what we can do in the meantime, we do not have officials yet. I guess there's still someone out, but I've got close enough here, so we will pull. David, this is John in the booth. You got a copy?
Yeah, I gotcha.
So you came in one extra time compared to everybody else. Did you just think it was going to be a little longer, one extra lap, or what was going on
No,
with
I
that?
think you missed me hitting the curb on the outside of the last corner and spinning into the pit entry.
Oh, well, that'll do it. That'll do it. Take your fast repair then.
Yeah, just it was close. I don't think I necessarily needed it because I didn't hit the wall that hard, but it was you know, I was in the entry of the pit, so I wasn't gonna be able to get out.
Well, look like all race so you get past Jake there, and then the little business there, and pretty much tried to. Looks like you were trying to track down Tim, but every time you'd make up a little bit of distance, he would just kind of step it back out to you.
Yeah, he had a lot more pace, which is evident. He was saving fuel to make sure as well. So I was just hanging on to and running some laps, and the tires were getting hotter and hotter. It was getting hotter and hotter on track going into the afternoon. So that kind of caught me out around that last corner.
Yeah, I think at highest I saw was 122 degrees, so typical handwork hot track. So I know you're probably frantically trying to figure out points and everything. But before you go do that, anybody want to give a shout out to on that number 12 machine?
Just thanks for my family for letting me do this, and it's been a little while since I've been in the podium spots, and that's because we have a lot of great competition out here in both classes. GT3 especially has been really tough to be up here. So thanks everyone for coming out. Thanks folks for watching, and to you for broadcasting.
Well, no problem. Well, we will catch you at a later time. I'll drop you back down here and let you start doing your points thing.
All right, take it easy.
So yeah. All right, so we will pull Kelly Pointer in here next. There we go. Kelly, this is John in the booth. You got a copy?
What's going on, Johnny boy?
Well, it looks like David had that little slip up, and that gave you second place there. So
Yeah, Dave was fast tonight. Same with old boy. Shoot, I forgot even who won. Anyways, yeah,
Ponzi?
he was fast. Ponzi, yeah, there we go. Those guys are always fast.
Yeah,
I just got lucky.
See, you stuck with the Ferrari for tonight.
Yeah, I tried out all the cars, but I was like, I got to stick with what I know. I don't know the Porsche that well, although the Porsche is about a half a second faster than the Ferrari.
Yeah, it definitely. You could tell once the track started heating up, you could see that Ferrari getting a little loose on you here and there. So you
Yeah,
save
definitely.
it. You about have a tank slapper once or twice.
Yeah, definitely. Dan was saving me all over the place. He was coaching me or, watching for cars and telling me I was doing all right. Loosen your hands. Save gas.
So you're gonna be trying to run the 24-hour event here this weekend, or?
Oh, no, I got to work this weekend. I didn't know there was 24. But no, I got to work.
All right. Well, congratulations. I know David's frantically trying to get all the points together to see where everybody shook out. But
Yeah.
anybody you want
Cool.
to give a shout out to on that 75 machine
I
before we
want to
let you go
thank my
celebrate?
wife. Yeah, definitely want to thank my wife for allowing me to do this. Thank Dan for always being there, being my spotter, my crew chief, my crew. He does a great job on the car. He keeps it all tuned up. Thank you guys for doing the broadcast. It's always fun to be in the broadcast and be actually up front running with people. But yeah, if you guys are looking for a racing league, check out Core Racing. We're open for next season.
All right.
Oh, and Pointers Motor Supplies. If you need AMSOIL, go to pointersmotorsupplies.com.
Well, you got to remember the important ones, right?
Yeah.
Well,
Take care,
hopefully
John.
we'll catch you here next season.
Oh, you will. You know it.
All right. So let's find him. Where is our winner here tonight? Tim Ponzi. We're going to have to. Where is Tim? Oh, there he is. Mr. Boopity. Here we go. Tim, this is John in the booth. You get a copy.
Yes, sir.
So you made that one just look, I think easy is the correct way to say that.
Well, like I said, it's not easy. It definitely wasn't easy. It's a tough track, man. And it was getting slick.
Yeah, 122 degree track temp. I know I did a very small amount of testing there in that, what do you call it? The in the Corvette, and it seemed like if you let the tires get a little too warm, they do not like to come back to you.
Yeah, they don't. Once they go, they're gone. Yeah, so it was skating around pretty good there towards the end of the stints. The fresh tires were only lasting, I don't know, maybe 10 minutes, and then they were starting to fall off. So, but yeah. Man, what a hoot.
So I'm pretty sure that with you winning, that seals the championship for you, correct?
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Yes, sir,
we'll have to wait
goal,
for David to make it official here.
Oh, really?
Well,
Okay.
yeah, he's got to go. Do all the
Hand me the trophy and the check.
Well, that falls into Carl's purview when it comes to the money, but like I said, you got to account for whatever drop races or bonus points and everything. But with this being a double, because you were leading coming into it, so
yeah.
I don't see this one being taken away from
clean.
you in post.
I'm hoping not. But yeah, man, like I said, it was definitely an interesting the beginning. I just wanted to put a gap out there and just kind of manage. And luckily, I was kind of able to do that.
Yeah, it looked like once you got David out to about 12 seconds, it looked like you're like, all right, you can stay right about there.
Yeah. Yeah, and there was a couple brown pants moments. So, yeah, I figured I'd just take it down a notch and bring it home.
For new track on iRacing, I did a few test laps earlier, and it's definitely an interesting one. So, congratulations
Yeah,
on the win and hopefully the
thank
championship.
you.
Anybody you want to give a shout out to on that 46 machine before we let you go celebrate?
Yeah, I mean, just everybody in this league, all the racers, all the drivers, all the guys that put all the work in to make this stuff happen, and you guys up in the booth and putting the broadcast on. It's a lot of fun. Yeah, it's something I look forward to every week, man. So I appreciate everybody that shows up, and we get to go do this for a little bit and get away for a little bit, and man, what a blast.
I cut it close today, but did manage to get it go live while you were doing the formation lap. So
Nice.
I thought I was going to miss the first 10 laps. I run up here and I'm like, oh, we're good. So, but again, congratulations,
then,
and hopefully we'll catch you next season.
Yeah, excellent. Yeah, I'm probably gonna take the summer off, but you'll be seeing me down the road for sure.
That's good to hear. So we'll see you then.
All right, man.
All right. That was first place, Tim Ponzi, and now we're going to go over to our GTPs. That's going to be Nick Terrell. Nick, this is John in the booth. You got a copy.
Yes, sir. What's up?
So going one pit stop less. Got you the podium there.
That was the strat. Yeah, had I not had a self-induced spin early in the race, I would have ended up having Mason by a few seconds too. Looking back, I think
Oh,
it was
wow.
like because it cost me like 15 or 16 seconds when I did that. Plus, however long to like get back up to speed, and I was within I think like 11 or 12 seconds of him at the end. So looking back, it would have had me at P2, but I'll gladly take P3 with the fuel safe strat.
So how much fuel were you really having to save, or was it just kind of just taking it easy?
I think they ran like 16, 17, 17 in like 9 or 10 laps. Dom, I think, had 10 because he had one extra lap. And then I ran like 19, 19, 20, and then I was able to like run like 17 as a like full push at the end. And then that crossed the line with like I think like 0.43 gallons, a little bit less than I think like full push used something like almost like 2/3 of a gallon a lap, and so I had about 2/3 of a lap left at the end.
Well, I know David's over there frantically trying to get the championship points done, waiting on him to get those finalized. But I believe that's going to put you probably third in the championship, if I'm not wrong, or second.
Yeah,
third.
I think it'll be third. Just out of I don't think I had I think it was a near insurmountable gap between Mason and myself.
Yeah,
Just
being
with only
double
4
points
cars
and
racing and stuff. Yeah, and only 4 cars racing.
Yeah, that unfortunately we had a few that we lost throughout the season, but
Did we get double safety points too?
yeah, I would have to read, and normally I would know, but I think the answer is no.
Ah, bummer.
So, but like I said, that David makes all that official because he's the one that actually knows. He's the master of the spreadsheet. So
yeah, it's quite the spreadsheet. I've looked through that thing a few times, and it's like, damn, there's just a crap ton of info out there.
Yeah, it's what he does with his free time. Sometimes I just don't want to ask, knowing. I mean, pretty much recreating a
Microsoft Excel championships. I stumbled upon that in some rabbit hole one night. I'm like, wait, this is a real thing. Watching people actually compete, doing different things within Excel. So maybe that's his calling. He could moonlight doing that.
if it's a paid thing, who knows? But yeah, congratulations on the strategy win tonight. Anybody you want to give a shout out to on that 081 before we let you go celebrate?
Well, you all, as always, it's a kind of sometimes thankless role as far as the runners and broadcasters and color commentary and what have you. And thanks for doing it and being patient during the earlier part of the season, getting some of your PC stuff, like the kinks worked out.
Yeah, the past few have been perfectly fun.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's like refining the craft and this guy getting a groove and doing all that, and just looking forward to some more in the future and just, racing people. I've started to recognize more names on some of the public servers more whenever I've ran into some other guys here and there, and just a matter of racing around, just being being amongst friends for the most part. It's good to culminate the season and with a podium.
Well, congratulations, and hopefully we will catch you next season.
Yes, sir. Have a good evening.
All right. That was third place, Nick Terrell. Let's bring Mason. Where is it? There we go. So, Mason, this is John in the booth. You got a copy?
Yes, I got a copy.
So, your nickname being Likes Road. Did tonight you just not have much experience with the track, or was it just traffic causing the difference between you and Dom? Because normally you are pretty close on pace.
It's a bit of track. Still new racing Algarve, but yeah, I think we all know by now that Dom is a superior GTP driver. And you know, there's like a couple of tracks he outpaces me. I could only do so much to keep up. So yeah, I try to give him one run for money. Congrats to Dom for getting the championship. Um, I want to say it's hard fought, but he's just really superior.
Yeah, I did a few practice laps here with trying to follow him the other night, and I think he was probably on worn tires. He was sitting there drifting. I followed him. It's like, okay, well, I found 2 seconds just from attempting to follow him, but I was way, way off pace regardless. But yeah, it's he's definitely quick, and I know next season we're gonna be dropping down, I believe, to GT3s across the board. You looking forward to that?
Um, um, in, you know what, I'm excited. I'm all for it. I'm I'm all for it for being a single class race or single class field. It's hadn't had that in a while, so I feel like it would be a nice refresher for like once in a while.
Yeah, yeah. Give the multi-class a little bit of a break, and maybe get Dom over in a GT3 and see if it turns out a little different.
Yeah, different for sure. You know, he he drives GTPs, I drive GT3s, so I don't know how I will fare against him in GT3s. I know he's got speed regardless, no matter which car.
Oh yeah. But congratulations. So I'm pretty sure, looking at the points, that's going to put Dom in the championship and you for second. So I know David's still trying to get those figured out.
Yep.
But anybody you want to give a shout out to on that 6 machine before we let you go?
To the family that supports and that watches every race, and to the competitors, and to broadcasts, and to the admins that make the series happen. About to be 8th season next season, which
Ooh.
is really good. And I
Well,
think
yeah, it's technically a few more than that because
technically a few more, but
because we had a couple of GT3 seasons before we went to GT.
yeah, you can count those, but like
The Road to Rio, if you remember that.
of course, the road to Rio.
Also known as the what was it? Nick, Mason, Carl, and Mark, all within a half a second of each other for the entire race.
All have memory. All have memories from that, yeah. But a lot has changed since the first GT season. Yeah, like a lot's changed.
Well,
And
I know you've
but
definitely gotten a lot faster since then too.
yeah, but again, there's competitors out there, Dom. I don't Dom. I thought he was actually I don't know. Dom just I'd say major improvements over time, and yeah, he's just really quick.
Well, again, congratulations on the second, and look forward to trying to catch you next season.
All right, thank you.
All right. So let's pull our first place Dominique Ford in here. Wait. Stupid mouse, come here. Hey. What? All right, Discord. There we go. Dom, this is John in the booth. You get a copy.
Hey, yeah, what's up?
So, you made it look easy tonight, having a almost a full lap there on Mason.
Almost. I was just cruising for the most part. I was having a good time chatting it up with the boys in the chat.
So I was kind of joking and said the only other time I'm aware of a core race where somebody had a one lap lead on the entire field was way back in the D series, and Jimmy actually wrecked me coming across the line to keep it from happening on the last lap. So yeah, definitely an impressive performance tonight. After watching you do those GT3 laps here the other night, seems like you put yourself in a GTP, and it's even crazier.
I mean, I try. I love racing. Fortunately, I've been gifted enough time to put into iRacing. So when I get a chance to do a league, and get to drive GTP, it's always been fun. I've always loved the GTP cars since they've come out. So to be able to drive it in this league is always a pleasure.
Yeah, I think for next season we're dropping back down to GT3 across the board and get rid of some of the multi-class issues, and be interesting to see how everybody stacks out when you put them all on the same machinery again.
Yeah, that should be fun. I like GT3 as well. I did GT3 when I first came to iRacing. Then when I found out about GTPs, I kind of switched over to there and still did GT3s on the side, mainly for endurance racing. But yeah, I'm excited to go back and touch up on my GT3 skills for next season.
I was going to say, if we let Jimmy have any say, he would want to do 180-minute races every week. I don't know how many people would be signing up for that, but it'd be interesting.
Yeah, it'd be something. But tonight was it was a fun night. I didn't get to. The start was pretty interesting. I don't know what happened there at the start. I got most of the cars there on the jump, but
yeah, it looked like you just kind
overall.
of hit the. Was there a turbo boost like Knight Rider in there? You just kind of straight in there for turn one. I was like, oh well, wait, Dom was four. What? Okay.
Yeah,
But
at the start, I think Mason in the chat, he said he was in second gear. So that was really unfortunate for him. We were like 3 wide at the start, and yeah, it was something. But overall, I think this season was really good, and there are some good takeaways for everybody in terms of IMSA racing. And congratulations to all the GT3 drivers and how they did their racing out there. I know they have different brackets and whatnot for that. So congratulations to all those drivers, and congratulations to Mason and Nick on their performances out there in the field this whole season. And I think there were some good takeaways, and yeah, I think that's it.
I was going to say, between you and Mason, there's been some good racing throughout the season, and just want to congratulate you on the win tonight, and hopefully we will catch you next season.
Yeah, for sure. I'll be here next season, and yeah, congratulations again to Mason. He's an amazing driver. So that was fun. Great season. I'm excited for next season.
All right, we'll catch you later.
Yeah, have a good night.
All right, well, that was our interviews there. Let's pull up the results if it wants to. Finally, thank you. Not qualifying, race results. There we go. Dominique Ford taking the win home here tonight by a large margin over Mason Smith. Nick Terrell in third and Daniel Nans in fourth. Switching over to our GT3 class, we have Tim Ponzi taking home the win, Kelly Pointer in second, Dave Tilford rounding out third on your podium there, Jake Browder in fourth, Kevin Peak in fifth, Nathan Sides in sixth, Lawrence Shaughnessy in 7th, Powell Casca in 8th, Tyler Bramble in 9th, Craig Potter in 10th, John Crane in 11th, James Pierce in 12th, Fozzie in 13th, Fozzie in 13th, Morgan Smith in 14th. But from everyone here at CRN, keep the shiny side up and the rubber side down, and we will catch every one of y'all later.